Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 75 of our Enigmatica 6 Let's Play series. Where today, I'm sitting here going through our quest book and trying to figure out, what do we want to work on next? And we've kind of dove into, outside of magic, we've dove into almost all the technology mods. We have magic that we still need to work on, astral sorcery as for sure. But all of these for sure, really. They're all awesome in all that they can do. However, it has been on my mind that I want better armor. Not that our armor that we have now is horrible, but there is better options out here. We basically have two paths we can go. We can go Pneumaticraft, or we can go Mechanism. And I am leaning towards jumping into Pneumaticraft here. Mainly because I've never done it before. And you have to start out by exploding iron with TNT, which just sounds awesome to do. So I'm thinking of going with Pneumaticraft to get started and see exactly, how good is this armor? It does have a scuba upgrade, it has charging, jumping, you got jet boots and all that good stuff. So we can, it gives you everything that you need. And from what I understand, the Pneumaticraft armor is technically superior to the mecha suit. Though there is some debate as to which one is ultimately better. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, I think we might get started with Pneumaticraft. First, though, we're going to jump back into everybody's favorite mod, Resourceful Bees. I just want to finish off these couple quests that we have here, just so we can mark off this quest book, this chapter, as being, done. So let's go ahead, and apparently you can't click into your crafting table. So let's get a bee box. Okay, so we got that. And then we need to get this. It's going to require us to make another apiary storage. I should have bookmarked the other thing. I think it's this. Was that right? Is that what I'm making? I don't even know. Yeah, I think that's what I'm making. And then you are you. And you. And then the breeder upgrade. Okay, that was that. And then lastly, well, I wasn't making the breeder upgrade, I was making the breed time upgrade, but it required the same exact things. So let's go ahead and do that. Boop, boop, boop. Again, I need to teach the system how to make hoppers. I say this like almost every single episode too, don't I? Gotta teach the system how to make hoppers. Gotta teach the system how to make hoppers. And guess what I never get around to doing? We're doing it this episode. As soon as I finish here, we are going to reach the end game of Minecraft and teach our auto crafting system how to make hoppers. What say you to this idea? I hope you say yes, because you don't really have much choice. You're along with me for the ride. That was the sound that I wanted y'all to hear. Oh. That is such a satisfying sound when you finish off a quest line. We can breed more and do more. Not that we necessarily need to, because, well, I got most of the bees. This breeder will come in handy for those of you who start this pack later, because bees were tweaked, and a lot of the bees that we got do not any longer spawn in the world. So you need to breed the bees, but we got most of the bees that we needed, so I'm not too concerned about it. Let's go upstairs and do as promised. Teach the system how to make hoppers, okay? Don't know why it has taken me so long to get this done, but it has. So that's hoppers. Also, crafting. I'm yelling at you. Crafting tables we need to learn how to make, because we never did that either. Apparently, 75 episodes in, and we don't know how to make a hopper or a crafting table. So now we should be good to go with both of those. So let's go ahead and get our rewards for this, which is just more experience on top of the experience that I don't need. 246 levels is what we are sitting at, and I don't know what to do with them. They're just kind of sitting there. If we die, we die, and we're going to lose all that. But Yeah, anyway, let's get into Pneumaticraft. So, Pneumaticraft Repressurized is all about logistics, automation, and generally blowing things up for profit. Sounds just like my mod. Masterizing pressurized air and heat will be the beginning of your journey. These quests will guide you through the mod, but be sure to refer back to the manual regularly for extra information. Chapters will unlock as you complete these quests and their associated achievements. Sweet. Y'all know how good I am at referring to the manual and either winging it or looking at the quest line and saying, I know how to do this. And then I end up biting myself. So, yeah, just let you know, there's probably going to be a lot of that in this episode. To begin your journey with PNCR, you'll need to obtain some compressed iron. Either find some TNT and blow up a handful of iron ingots, or find a village to see if there's anything of use there. So let's get blowing. That didn't sound absolutely right. Let's not do that. Let's get blowing things up. That sounded much better in my head. The first one sounded good in my head, and then it turned out it was not at all. We can get a button. And then normally I could just build like a, obsidian tower and do this, but we have a, perfectly good old base that is just sitting here waiting for us to blow stuff up. Actually, we have bedrock down here. We can just go down here and do it. Not that it's absolutely necessary, but hey, let's minimize the damage to the world. We're still going to blow some stuff up. Okay, so we're going to place our TNT here. We can put our button down. We're going to drop our entire stack of iron. Hit the button. Drop the iron again quickly so my magnet doesn't pick it up, because I didn't do that right. And bam, we got compressed iron. You do lose some, by the way, just in case you're wondering why I threw 64 and only got 49 left. You just blew up iron, okay? You're going to lose some in the process. They got compressed down into these 49, all right? If you expected to keep all of your iron after this, well, you got another thing coming. So, once you have acquired your materials, build a 3x3 pressure chamber. The PNCR manual will show you how. Take caution when building your pressure chamber and try to keep the structure within a single chunk. All right. I'm not very good at chunk boundaries. I just always forget to look for them. So we need these, 23 of them. We need the 2 of these, and we're going to need 1 of these. So I was debating seeing reinforced bricks, maybe something that we want to teach to the system to make. I don't know, but it sounds good to me. It seems like that's something that we're going to use often throughout the pack. Now, are you stone? You are. So stone. Where is my regular stone? I know how to make regular stone. Though I don't have enough. Just give me some stone, please. Where are you? Hey, I'm holding shift. Stop moving on me, please. Okay, so we are going to do this, and then it was a piece of that compressed iron is going to make reinforced stone, okay? And then reinforced stone is used to make, it is ore dictionaried with regular stone, so I don't want to do that. That would be unfortunate if I used up all of my stone. Yeah. So we need chamber walls, which is going to be the reinforced bricks, which is 4 of those, makes 4 of those. That makes sense. And then what else do you need? Nothing. You're good. Pressure chamber interface takes 2 walls and a hopper. Look at that. We just taught the system how to make hoppers. Pressure chamber valves is going to require these pressure tubes and some walls. Pressure tubes is going to be any glass and our compressed iron. So let's go ahead and teach that. And I think that should be everything we need for this setup that this thing was asking us to do. So let's do it. So we needed 23 total of these. So let's go to @Pressurized. And I do have some things already that we have got from miscellaneous village rating. So just keep that in mind. That's why you see some of this stuff. Yeah, that's why we have it. So we're going to need to make I can't count right now, 16 of these. And then we're going to turn that into these pressure chamber walls to get 2 sets. Let's go ahead and make another set because I remember some of those other recipes were asking for it. So we just have a stack of that. Okay. And then pressure chamber interface is going to require a hopper. And we get 2 of those. And the pressure chamber valve is going to require that, which apparently we had some pressure tubes already. Okay. So that is all of this stuff. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and jump through. I'm going to go and get our book out. Actually, I'm going to reference the book. And I just ran forward. Stop it. I'm still running. Let's find our book. Can I even find our book? I do not see our Akashic Tome anywhere. I see our Astral Tome. Our Akashic Tome must be in the system. It is. Okay, Akashic Tome, reset you, and find Pneumaticraft. LMNOP. Okay. So it said that we had to build the thing. Okay, so let's build the thing. Chunk loading. It's fundamental mechanic of Minecraft. The only parts, ramifications. When you're not at your base, you need to chunk load it. Okay, yes, chunk loading methods. Keep multi-blocks within a single chunk. Even when all relevants are loaded, it's not ideal to have them span 2 or more chunks. Okay, I get it. All right, I get it. I will do my best. It said we needed to make the pressure chamber. So where is that going to be found? In the index. That's where it's going to be found, right? Again, I'm not very good at reading through the books. I just want to get into things and get going. Pressure chamber. Pressure chamber is a multi-block structure used to compress various materials into other materials. Due to its large air storage capacity, it can also serve as a useful battery. So the pressure chamber is our air battery, okay? Overall, multi-block must be a hollow 3x3, 4x4, or 5x5 structure. The edges and corners must be either pressure chamber walls or pressure chamber glass. The faces must be either walls, glass, valves, or interfaces. At least 1 valve is required. 2 interfaces are recommended. The edges and corners must be pressure chamber glass. Ooh. Okay, so that's you. But if we made it out of glass, we could see inside of it, and I always like seeing inside of it. Pressure chamber glass. What are you? Reinforced bricks surrounded by glass. Let's just make some of this too. It's you. Let's make another set. I like the idea of being able to see inside of our machines. It's one thing that I like with Mechanism, allowing you to use glass, is that you can see inside and see what's going on your fission reactor too, to a degree. Let me hit caps lock so I can clear that, so I quit typing. F3G. Build this all within 1 chunk. Luckily, this is kinda, sorta, almost all contained within a chunk. This is almost split down the middle by a chunk. You're contained that way, and you're split down the middle. Okay, so let's keep it all inside of here. So I guess let's put our pressure chamber. We're gonna need an input and an output. So we're gonna kind of need to do it over in this area, I'm gonna say. So, excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Sorry, my iPad just started talking to me. Okay. 4x4 pressure chamber with 2 valves and 2 interfaces. I'm just trying to see like how this works. I probably made enough to be able to do a bigger pressure chamber, and is bigger better? That's what they tell me. So I don't know, with 4 valves and 4 interfaces. So it looks like the 4 valves are up at the top, and there are 4 interfaces on the side. The interface is used to automate the insertion and extraction of items. Items must be piped in via hoppers or other mod piping systems. You should have at least 2 interfaces, one with an I and one with an O. Input mode will only accept. Output mode will only export crafted items. That is nice. Output mode interfaces will auto-eject into an adjacent inventory. This may or may not include other pipes. It costs 1,000 milliliters of air per item transferred. To transfer a full stack, you're going to need 64,000 milliliters or 4 bar for a basic 3x3 chamber. If the interfaces seem to get stuck, it's just waiting for more pressure to build up. When compressing iron, compress blocks since it only uses 1/9 of the air to move items out. If you need to pressurize a large chamber quickly, extra valves can be helpful, assuming you have sufficient compressors to produce the necessary air. So, from what I'm getting at, a bigger chamber is beneficial. It's going to take longer for it to reach its equilibrium, though. There's a lot of air inside of this, as you can see, a lot of open air, and it has to build up pressure inside of there. So the more open air that you have, the more air it's going to take to build up the pressure. So yeah, let's just build it. Luckily, I was given some free compressors. Can you rotate this thing? Ideally, so there are interfaces, and I need to craft 2 more of those. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Why I need 4, I don't know, but we're gonna do 2 down here, and then the 4 valves are up at the top, so all of our pressure is going to come into this, and then are valves 2-way? Or is this going to be where all of our pressure goes? Or can we output pressure? Because if that's the case, yeah, let's just go ahead and build it as is. Except for only 1 or 2 interfaces instead of 1 for now. Caveat with that is, if I ever decide I want to upgrade, I have to break this, and it is going to release pressure. So maybe I will just put the 2 or the 4 in there. And if I don't use them, I don't use them. Because, again, I am doing what the quest did not tell me to do, and I am making... Is there a block there? There is. I am making This is kind of hard to tell. I'm doing a 5x5. The quest book called for a 3x3. But I do what I want. Ain't no quest book can tell me what to do. As y'all know, because I do what I want. So frequently. Does it bite me? So frequently. It does, to be honest with you, but it's okay. This is how we learn. This is how we have fun. You know, we build a pressure chamber and then we blow everything up inside of the pressure chamber. Ooh, I had just enough. Oh, no, I didn't. I lied. So close. Chamber wall. Just make me another set of those, please. And then that is you. And then you are going to be my valves. And then you are going to go there. And then the interfaces are going to be in these corners. That is not correct. There is lava behind me. So input and input. And we're going to do, I don't know if these can be rotated. So output, output. Cool. And then the rest just needs to be glass. Bam, and... Oh, that was fancy. Did you hear that? Oh. So this is an input, input, output, output. There's our interesting valves. This one didn't take on the right texture, it looks like, but whatever. Okay, so quest book. What's next? Air compressor. We need to make, while it won't have you being visited by danger noodles from space or irradiating the countryside for the next millennium, pressurized air can be dangerous in its own right, and going over pressure can cause that block to burst and be lost. A simple redstone cutoff can be built for your new air compressor with a bit of redstone and a repeater. So it's going to want us to make this thing. and an air compressor and 8 pressure tubes, which we have already, which is you and you. And then we just need to make you. No idea what this does or how it works, but we'll find out. Okay, so let's get air compressors, right? So we need to get air into this bad boy, and that is going to require these air compressors. So let's set one of these guys up, or 2 or 3. And how do you operate? You run off of coal. Now, one thing I do know is that there is a different kind of air compressor. Security upgrades, we'll read through that. This is liquid compressors for solid fuels. Some notable fuels include those things. What I am looking for is a RF compressor. There is a compressor that can run off of RF, and we have plenty of that. So I would like a flux compressor. Yeah. Converts forge energy. What is the recipe for you? Wow. Okay. That is not going to be happening soon. We need circuit boards. We need advanced pressure tubes. We need turbine rotors, compressed iron gears. All that's easy. It's these we have to make inside of here. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. So let's go ahead and get some coal and get these guys cooking. So basically what we need to do is get all of our pressure tubes, and we need to have these set up so that right now this is a closed loop from what I understand. If I put another pipe here, see how this is open on the end? All of the pressure is just going to come out of these and out into the world. So what you want to do is when you are setting up your machines, you want to have all of them hooked up before you turn anything on. Or, for example, if I'm hooking up this pressure valve, say I was running these cables and I had these guys running, right? Right now, this is a closed loop. If I put the coal in here, they're going to start generating pressure within themselves and they're going to be okay. There's no pressure. But if I add this one, you'll see we're leaking pressure. I break this. These pipes contained pressure, so they're going to leak, and then eventually it's going to stop. So what you want to do is kind of smart lay out how you are going to build your items and only connect them at their final point like this. So I have these set up here, and I have this here. So I'm going to do, because this doesn't have any pressure, I'm going to go ahead and connect this. And then I'm going to connect this, and all the pressure is going to go in here. If this had pressure and I was trying to hook up to a machine, say, I would, instead of taking the pressure or connecting down here, I would build up here, run to our machines, and then only connect this final run when I'm ready to. That way I know I'm not going to lose any pressure, because you lose pressure quick too, by the way. Is this accurate? This is the sound of, oh, I was like, this is the sound of leaking pressure, because we're leaking pressure. I didn't hook up that last pressure tube because it didn't take on its texture, so I kind of forgot it was there. So anyway, these are running and they're doing their thing, and they're going to start building up pressure, and it's going to all go into here, and you see this guy is going to start building up pressure. Now keep in mind, this pressure chamber has a max bar of 5, it looks like, which doesn't seem like very much for this guy. Multi-block structure can be used as air storage. Its primary usage is to compress various materials into other materials, like iron into compressed iron or coal into diamonds. Ooh, coal into diamonds. Volume upgrades is what we would need to put in to allow it to have more than 5 bar of pressure. So that is this. Now, one thing we need to look into doing is setting up a way to shut these off if our pressure becomes too high. So let's look at the pressure gauge module. This tube module shows the pressure currently in the tube it's attached to. It also emits a directional redstone signal, which equals strength equals 2 times the pressure. A pressure of 3.5 bar will result in a redstone signal level of 7. When you apply an advanced PCB, it gains a GUI, which allows you to control when it emits a redstone signal. Okay. So basically, what this is going to do is create a signal when the pressure inside of this pipe gets too high. If I were to put this, apply this here, it's going to emit a signal 2 times the strength of the pressure in here. So if we do this, there is barely any pressure, not even 1. So it's not even emitting a redstone signal of 1. When it emits a redstone signal of 10, we're going to blow up. So ideally, what you would do is not do 10. Let's say this had a bar of 4 inside of here. So what we should do is set this up so that, okay, so this is going to emit 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this would be the 8th spot. So when this receives redstone signal, enable on high signal, low signal. Yeah. No. Kind of want it to disable on high signal. So what we need to do is set up like a NOT gate. Anyway, that's the way that would work. Since we're going to be messing with this right now, I'm not too concerned about how this is going to run. So we'll just let it go and set up some fail safes in the future. There are safety modules you can apply into these, which will it will let them leak air, and it doesn't cost too much. It'll vent pressure once it reaches 4.9 bar, so you don't have to worry about it. It isn't inefficient, but our resources are pretty flush, so I'm not too concerned. So actually, let's just go ahead and make those real quick. I thought they were going to be more expensive and require all of those other fancy things, but they don't. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 safety tubes. That way we don't blow anything up. And this redstone running on the ground looks kind of ugly anyway. And we could use like timers to control this, like the redstone timer or the RF tools timers, but so safety valve. Can I make more of those? And more tubing. Safety valve. So now, as needed, these can vent, and this won't blow up. And we're going to hear little tss, tss, as it vents out air as it needs to, but it is what it is. Okay, so that is going to get us air, and it's going to be filling this guy up. And we could set up more of these if we wanted to. It's just a matter of getting coal into them, and then eventually we're going to work on getting to other compressors. I guess it's a liquid compressor. It can use solid fuels to burn. Let's see. Does the tooltip? How do I know what fluids you can use is what I want to know. Liquid compressor. To see every possible fuel, open the available fuel tabs. So I got to build one of these first, which is fine because it's on our to-do list in our quest book. So fuel compressor, because we have a bunch of fuels. It's possible that one of these will work for us. Pneumatic Craft. Pneumatic Craft compressor, liquid compressor. That's why I couldn't find it. It's a liquid compressor. So that is this recipe. And that's you, yes. And then we need an air compressor. The system knows how to make furnaces, correct? Yeah. I was questioning myself, and I shouldn't have. All right, so we need to see what available fuels we have. So, available fuels. Okay. So, LPG, liquid ethylene, gasoline, petroleum, kerosene, biodiesel, tree oil, ethanol, biofuel, liquid hydrogen, crude oil, lava, lithium, plastic, and liquid steam. None of these are we like ridiculously flush in outside of lava and liquid lithium we could do. Creosote oil It looks like this is the type. So this is immersive engineering ethanol. Biofuel, we could probably get into making biofuel if we want to use this. Liquid ethylene, LPG. Yeah, for now, I mean, we could just do lava. It's not like crazy efficient, but we also have a lot of lava and we're not really utilizing lava too much for anything. So let's go into our lava, and you are yellow, yellow, yellow on the tank there. Or I could have an export bus export lava into this. What would be better? I do need to set up a network receiver. So, all right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in between episodes here. I'm going to get our network receiver set up for this room so we have access to everything, and we can start setting up some auto crafting with our pressure chamber and stuff like that. And then I will get lava piping into this from some side, maybe the top, I guess. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll get lava piping into this so we can let this run and hook it up to our system too, so it can generate steam for us, or pressure for us too. So yeah, anyway, if you enjoyed this episode and our first dive into Pneumaticraft, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. If you have any tips on using this, is my first time just basing all this information off of watching other people play with it and the 3 seconds of me reading the book that I actually did. So definitely leave comments if you have any. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.